Day 3 of the Republican National Convention just wrapping up in Cleveland. Donald Trump joining his vice presidential pick on the main stage. Supporters and some former rivals making their case for Donald Trump as the next president of the United States. Even a few speeches that really shook up the room. ABC 7's Ray Collins and Alan Cohn are in Cleveland tonight, and they are joining us live. Ray and Alan.
Haley, what a night it has been. All night long we have been hearing, Ray, the case for Donald Trump and the case against Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, for many folks, this is our first exposure to hearing the Indiana governor, Mike Pence. He talked about being a Christian, a conservative, and a Republican in that order.
But now we are going to hear for something completely different, because in this sea of Republicans was one Democrat who happens to be the chairwoman of the Democratic National Committee, Florida Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Do you feel a little out of place?
A bit, but we really thought it was important to make sure that with all the venom and divisiveness and vitriol and attacks coming from the Republican stage, that the Democratic National Committee and Hillary for America were here staging a counter-convention so we can show the American people that we're better than this, that we can talk about how important it is, like we'll see next week in Philadelphia at our convention, that we focus on making sure that the economy works for everyone. And we'll do that when we nominate Hillary Clinton and send her to the White House.
Now, the reality is it's not unusual for a party chairman from the other party to go to one of these conventions. You could bet Reince Priebus will be in Philadelphia next week. But, Ray, this was a night when Florida was really in the headlines here.
It certainly was. We also saw the Florida Attorney General, Pam Bondi. She spoke tonight. Of course, she endorsed Donald Trump back in March. They seem to be quite tight right now. And we talked to Pam Bondi moments after her speech to the nation.
Well, of course I was nervous, but it was really fun because I got to write my own lines. I spoke 4 years ago for Governor Romney, who I love, but speechwriters prepared my speech. So this time it was my words. So it was fun to talk about things that I care about, that I passionately believe in, including the rule of law. So I'm just thrilled and humbled to be here, and it's a great night.
We may certainly see more of her in the months ahead with Donald Trump.
What's interesting is Governor Rick Scott also addressed this convention tonight, but unlike Pam Bondi, he did not come down to say hello to the Florida delegates.
Another moment that was interesting in closing here, Ted Cruz spoke to the group here, did not mention Trump, and was booed by the end.
And that wraps it up from here. Of course, tomorrow is the big night. Donald Trump will come to this convention hall once again and formally accept his party's nomination. I'm Alan Cohn along with Ray Collins in Cleveland. Back to you.
Thank you, Ray and Alan. As they mentioned, from former rivals to family endorsements, the GOP presidential nominee has a lot on his plate. There were also a lot of speakers this evening. Indiana Governor Mike Pence officially accepting the vice presidential nomination tonight at the Quicken Loans Arena. Donald Trump taking center stage as a few of his former rivals address the Republican Party.
After a long and spirited primary, the time for fighting each other is over.
Dad, you have once again taught us by example. You are my hero. You are my best friend. You are the next president of the United States.
And Senator Ted Cruz congratulating Trump, but not endorsing the candidate. This was probably the biggest, most noteworthy moment of the night. The crowd not too happy he was booed off of the stage.
I want to congratulate Donald Trump on winning the nomination last night.
Meanwhile, Trump defending his wife Melania and the speechwriter who apologized. Trump admitting she was behind what many claim was plagiarism in her opening night speech. On the final night of the convention, Trump will be introduced by his daughter Ivanka, and he will formally accept the party's nomination.